What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Bankhead Chronicles. This last year, I came out here for the first time and tried to hunt deer on public land. A few hunts to kind of get myself familiar with the way the place is laid out and see where the majority of the hunters were at, trying to avoid some of that. And today's February the 12th. It's the 1-year anniversary of me going to the hospital and like about died a year ago. I figured what better way to celebrate than to get out here in the middle of absolutely nowhere and try to find a buck. I'm gonna start scouting today and try to hit it, as often as I can for the next at least month or so until everything starts greening up and I can't see in the woods anymore. My goal this year, I'm trying to set my standards too awful high, but I'm gonna try to kill a 3-year-old buck on public land. That's gonna be my goal. I don't know if I'll be able to do it this year, but that's gonna be the goal I'm gonna set, from here on out till I'm able to maybe get that done. I'd love to kill a 150. I've never killed a 150-inch buck, and that's what obviously I'd like to do, but I'm trying to keep it realistic. I'm not going to shoot anything I saw a few 1- and 2-year-old bucks this last year hunting out here, but I'm not going to kill a 2-year-old unless, I accidentally mess up and shoot one. But anyway, I'm going to get in here and check out this first spot that I'm going to and see what it looks like. Guys, I just found an awesome creek crossing right here. Absolutely full of deer tracks. A little small rub on a tree right here. It ain't real big, but there's a huge scrape right here under this licking branch. And this scrape has been freshened up in the last maybe few days. It's got fresh tracks in it. There are barely any leaves or anything in it at all, which tells me one of two things. Either the deer right here are rutting later than they are in some other place in the forest, or that second estrus cycle is coming in this area about this time of year, which would be a great thing to keep in mind for next season. Maybe a spot I could come and sit right at the very end of the season and have a chance to deer. Here we go, right here. This is what I was wanting to see. That's a little bit more like it. That tree right there is, it's almost as big as my hand, and it's skint fresh. So that's, doesn't necessarily mean it's a giant buck, but I bet you that deer's 3.5 or older. You can also see another couple of smaller rubs right around here. So I'll ease right up the hill right here and check out some of this. I'm in some major, like nasty terrain right here. Just in a big old hub. And I don't know, maybe we'll find something else cool. Right beside this, I just turned the camera off, but I was going to show y'all out there right beside this, on this next tree right over here, is an old rub. See, that tree was tore up, which is, I like to see even better than the fresh one, because that's historical sign right there. That means the deer have been in here in the past. Hopefully the same buck, if he rubbed that tree before and is still alive and rubbed that one, he's liable to be a pretty good one. Anyway, let's head up the hill, see what we can find. All right, guys, following this trail on up from where that scrape was at. I say trail, I didn't even notice it until I started coming up the hill, but there's a very faint buck trail coming up here. There's some old rubs, historical rubs, coming up this side of this hill. So I just followed those rubs, and I don't know if y'all can see right down through here. You can barely see where the leaves have been turned. And coming up right up the side of this, right up through here, there's another old historical rub on that tree. You can see this trail coming right up here to another fresh scrape. You know, see there's tracks in this scrape. It's been freshened up. That dirt is still moist. It looks like he may have even freshened that scrape up last night. So that's pretty incredible. I'm impressed. I'm going to ease on up here, see if I can find a place. I imagine up here on this lip is where I'm probably going to need to be sitting, because he'll probably be traveling this top of this lip, I imagine, in the mornings. All right, guys, once again, got up here to the top of the mountain now. There's a big bowl down here below me, makes a big thermal hub. Cedar tree right there has got a rub on it. And here's another fresh scrape. I mean, guys, these scrapes are fresh. I mean, this was not made like days and days ago. Like, these scrapes have just been freshened recently. But, you know, hopefully what that means too is this buck hasn't been taken yet. Maybe he's still alive. Because, I mean, having been in here with no cameras, never hunted it before right after deer season, I mean, you never know what's been harvested, but I'm gonna do a little snooping around up here. Starting to like this. Guys, y'all are gonna have to forgive the wind noise. I still don't have me a microphone for this thing, and it's pretty windy up here on the side of this mountain. But I've come into another thermal hub right here, and I'm just gonna show y'all this trail. It's another one of those real faint trails that the bucks are using to skirt the edges of this thing. I don't know if y'all can make it out. It's right up through here. You can see it. It goes right down through. Kind of see where the leaves are kicked up. It's beat down just a little bit. Right there, see that track. You see this, the tracks right there, where it's just a little faint trail. Little rubs along the side of it, going right along this lip. You'll see we're off on the top of this, just a big giant hole right here. And I'm probably maybe a quarter of the way from the top. Well, I don't know if y'all have ever ended up in a spot and it's just like, man, there are deer here. Right up here, there's a trail coming right through those pines up into this bedding thicket. There's an old logging road going off in here around the edge of these pines. Little hub right here. And coming off that trail, there's rub, scrapes, rub right there. Tree right there is rubbed. Where they're just coming right down and they're crossing. Going right off the hill right there. This place right here would make a great ambush spot. I think you could get in a tree coming in from that other side without anything ever knowing that you were in here. I can't come in here from the top side, it's too thick. Show y'all, look at this trail going up in there. Another rub right there. All right, well, I got my second camera hung up. Now I'm up here on the side of another hill, and I found another trail cutting across through this thick mesh. Y'all can see how thick. I mean, it is just like, I mean, it's so thick. It may not look as thick on this camera as it is in person. But I'm telling you, this little old junk right here, I mean, you can't hardly get through this mess. Thorns, briars. Anyway, I found a little crossing right here. Rub there. Old logging road. Right off down through here. Back up that way. Looks like the buck's crossing. Sorry about that wind. I know it's probably horrible. He's been tearing some trees up right here. Probably just skirting the top of this hill, heading over to this next ridge, staying up top. There's another rub there. Really don't even know how you'd hunt this, but Sure I can figure out something. All right, well, back at the truck. Whew, I'm ready for some water and some food. But that will conclude day one of scouting this year. And I'd say it was a success. We found a whole bunch of rubs, bunch of scrapes. I put 2 cameras up in a couple of the spots that I thought would probably be my best bet for getting a picture of whatever's in there. So I don't know, we'll see. Maybe there'll be a buck in there big enough to chase this next year. Hopefully we'll get pictures of something. Come back and check them in maybe a month, something like that. And maybe move them onto some different trails, try something a little different, check some different spots in there. But anyway, let's head to the house. We'll do it again next time.